What is up, budget billers? My name is Trail, and over the weekend, we received some shocking news out of Washington. We remember last week when the Democrats were unable to pass the Voting Rights Act bill as they were unable to obtain a full 50 votes in the Senate. Well, as a result of that, one senator has officially been censored by its own party, and another senator doesn't want to give up just yet. The Biden administration and other lawmakers are ready to concede with the current two bills that are on the Senate floor right now, which is the Voting Rights Act as well as the Build Back Better Act. But they are ready to shrink the bill for another opportunity to pass legislation. Now, we also want to talk about the tensions that are heating up right now between the U.S. and Russia. This could be the week where things can get a little bit physical. So if you're interested in any of those topics today and you want to be a part of this channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. Now, let's go ahead and get right into this video. Okay guys, real quick, I wanted to ask you for your support on my new YouTube channel that I will be launching sometime this month. And I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys, so help your boy out. And this channel is called Budget Bill Finance. And I am going to be talking about how to grow your wealth, how to invest in stocks, as well as how to invest in real estate. And I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what I am doing outside of YouTube. So if you want to be a part of that channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it today. I hope to see you guys there. Now, that link will be down below in the description. Well guys, the tension has really heated up over the weekend, and the United States has sent over some official aid that arrived in Ukraine amid the Russia border tensions. The delivery follows U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to Kyiv this week amid concerns over tens of thousands of Russian troops that are amassing at the border. Now, this thing could pop off at any given moment, guys, and it could get a little bit physical. Also over the weekend, the United States ordered diplomats and their families to leave Ukraine and urged Americans to actually depart as well. And then in addition to that, guys, the United States is also putting about 8,500 troops on high alert for a possible deployment to Eastern Europe. And this is all because of what Russia is planning on doing to Ukraine. They are trying to take over that country and send over their own potential president to become of Ukraine. Now, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with this, guys, but the United States is on alarm right now, and they are waiting to see if the president of Russia actually does something. But we'll just have to see, guys. But keep your eyes peeled on this particular news because we don't know exactly where this is going to lead us. Also, guys, in some positive news, there was a new study that is stating that booster shots for the COVID-19 actually provide the best protection against the Omicron variant. And this is from a recent CDC study, raising some new questions about what it means to actually be fully vaccinated. Yes, 3 large new studies from the US CDC highlighted the importance of getting a booster shot to provide the best protection against the Omicron coronavirus variant. Now, this is the first real-time data to examine the effect of booster shots against Omicron, which now accounts for more than 99% of the coronavirus cases right now in the United States. Now, the studies released on Friday raised the question of whether people with just 2 vaccine doses should still be considered fully vaccinated. And they're saying that I think we have to redefine fully vaccinated as 3 doses, said Dr. William Schaffner, a longtime CDC vaccine advisor who was not involved with the studies. Now, these studies have an enormous scope involving millions of cases, hundreds of thousands of visits to the emergency departments and urgent care centers, and tens of thousands of hospitalizations among adults. And they're saying that getting boosted was 90% effective at preventing hospitalizations during a period back in December and January when the Omicron variant was the most dominant. Now, in comparison, getting 2 shots was around 57% effective when it had been at least 6 months past the second shot. Now, getting boosted was 82% effective at preventing visits to emergency rooms and urgent care centers, according to this particular study. But in comparison, comparison, getting 2 shots was only 38% effective at preventing those visits when it had been at least 6 months past the second shot. Now, Schaffner said that I think it's the third dose that really gives you the solid and the very best protection against Omicron variant as well as other variants, but we'll just have to see, guys. But what do you guys think about this? I mean, they're saying that we have the best protection by getting this vaccination shot, but instead, everyone, including those who have been vaccinated as well as those who have not been vaccinated, are still getting the Omicron variant. And there is some recent studies that are showing that at least around 98% of the people that are actually hospitalized right now with COVID-19 are not vaccinated. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that they need to change it and to actually state that you have to be fully vaccinated if you receive both doses as well as a booster shot? Or do you think that just receiving the just 2 doses is actually being fully vaccinated? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, guys. I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks and other companies as well, is also one of the co-hosts on Shark Tank, which comes on every evening around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, Mark Cuban has officially opened up his own online pharmacy, and it is going to be offering low-cost prescription drugs. Now, the company set up its own registered pharmaceutical wholesaler and bought drugs directly from manufacturers. Now, this company, I believe, is called the Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company, which cuts out the middleman and negotiates directly with drug manufacturers and pharmacies for rebates and discounts on behalf of employers, health insurers, and government health programs. It's saying that it's offering the lowest direct-to-consumer prices on more than 100 medications, including those commonly prescribed for high cholesterol and blood pressure. Now, cholesterol medication, atorvastatin, typically costs over $55, according to the Cuban-backed company website, and Cost Plus charges around $3.60. And high blood pressure prescription, amlodipine, usually runs around $50. Cost Plus listed as $3.30. Now, the Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company is trying to reduce patients' drug costs by really any means necessary, said the CEO, Alex Oshimyaski. In our online pharmacy, we've essentially found a category of drugs which are extremely expensive, not really because of the price from the manufacturer, but because of the price markups due to the middleman in the supply chain, primarily pharmaceutical wholesalers and pharmaceutical benefit managers. Now, the company set up its own registered pharmaceutical wholesaler and bought drugs directly from manufacturers. It then sells the drugs at a flat 15% markup and a 3% pharmacist fee. Now, the pharmacy is cash only for now, but next year, the CEO said that the company hopes to allow customers to use their insurance plans. But this past Wednesday, guys, this drug company actually launched a few weeks prior after the creation of Cuban's Pharmacy Benefit Manager operation, which works directly with online pharmacies. Customers can go directly to the website and order generic versions of the medications to be shipped to their front door. Now, my question to you guys is, why wasn't other companies able to develop this own type of system? I mean, come on now. These drug prices in this country have gone up extremely over the past couple of years. And especially it affects our Social Security recipients as well as those on Medicare and Medicaid. Yes, and here we are right now. Mark Cuban has put down his foot to try to make a difference for the American people when the government continues to fail each and every day. But yes, guys, I will say kudos to Mark Cuban for at least trying to lower the cost of drug prescriptions in this country that is going to affect millions of Americans out there. And you can see right here, he is only getting the same price that he gets directly from the drug manufacturers, and then he adds on a 15% increase or markup, and then he charges an additional $3 pharmacist fee, and then he can sell it directly to the consumers, you and I, guys. This is amazing. I am super excited to see this happen. Now, I'm sure we will see other companies follow suit and try to create their own drug company as well. But let me know what you think about this effort that Mark Cuban is making right now that is going to affect millions of Americans in this country. Now on to some stimulus news, guys. Hey, this is some shocking news. Shocking news. Yes, we all talked about last week the Democrats were unable to pass the large Voting Rights Bill Act in the Senate, and that is because they were unable to successfully get at least 50 votes in the Senate on the Democratic side. And that is because they were only able to get only 48 of those votes because Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Christine Sinema were standing in opposition to passing this Voting Rights Bill Act. And here we are just days later. Now he wants to do something about it. Yes, guys, you guessed it. Senator Joe Manchin, he is now saying that he is ready to talk. And can the Democrats sell him on the new Build Back Better agenda? We all know, I talked about it in my previous video, where President Biden has already conceded with the failure of passing the current Build Back Better Act that was already on the Senate floor waiting for a vote to pass that particular piece of legislation. And now President Biden has stated that we are just going to have to go back to the table and actually break this bill up, separate this bill into several different pieces of legislation so that some of these pieces or provisions in this bill were actually being supported by Senator Joe Manchin. That way they can go ahead and pass some of these provisions, and then some of them they were unable to pass. They are going to push those back at a later date. But now Joe Manchin, after all of the pushback over the weekend and everyone tweeting him and calling him names as well as Senator Christine Sinema, now Manchin is saying that he is ready to sit down and negotiate on the new Build Back Better agenda bill. So yes, as I stated, the Democrats are working to reconstruct the domestic bill that the Democrats have already put on the table called the Build Back Better Bill Act. And yes, now Senator Joe Manchin is ready to make a change and go ahead and negotiate this bill going forward. Now, this is going to be a pivotal vote with the power to make or break this ambitious bill. But the path to a deal revolves around the elusive question of what will the West Virginia centrist Senator Joe Manchin support on this bill and what will be acceptable for the rest of the party. Now, the White House and the Senate Democratic leaders have struggled for months to solve that particular puzzle, and it remains an open question as to whether or not they can still do it. But the senator in Hawaii stated that we have to have some private conversations and find the deal space. We have been using egos and our brains to overcomplicate this matter. We have to find out what has 50 votes and then enact on it, a member of the Democratic leadership said in an interview. And then on Thursday, yes, Senator Joe Manchin stood up and indicated his openness to reviving negotiations once again. He said, "We'll be talking to everybody who wants to talk," he told reporters before leaving the Capitol Hill. "We'll just be starting from scratch," meaning that they are going to go ahead back to the table and go ahead and reorchestrate this current Build Back Better bill and figure out which pieces of this bill and which provisions they can go ahead and pass right now, and then which bills they're going to have to negotiate and be able to pass at a later date. Senate Finance Chair Ron Wyden laid out a path forward that he believes can meet Joe Manchin's demands and become a law. He said that we need to focus the legislation on climate and clean energy funding, as well as expanded Affordable Care Act funding and universal pre-K, as well as prescription drug savings and new tax revenues to actually finance the bill. Wyden also said that Democrats have yet to settle on a final spending level, but are listening closely to Manchin's demands. He said he wants to deal with inflation, Wyden said, arguing that the bill includes cost contaminant policies. He said Manchin feels very strongly that new programs be set up and funded for 10 full years. He said that we are going to try as hard as we can to make these permanent. And the Democrats are also discussing sweetening the deal for Joe Manchin by adding deficit reduction provisions, said one similar familiar with the talks to address his outspoken concerns about the debt and the inflation in this country. So again, guys, this is very shocking after he killed the Voting Rights Bill Act last week, and he also killed the Build Back Better bill last week as well. And now this past weekend, he is stating that he is ready to restart the negotiations once again to figure out which provisions we can go ahead and pass right now and which provisions we are just going to have to push at a later date. So again, guys, this guy, Joe Manchin, continues to be a flip-flopper. That is going to be his new name. I mean, we've already stated that he has already skipped the Democratic Party and moved on over to the Republican Party. And that is where he is siding with them and preventing every piece of legislation to be passed under the Biden administration. And that is what we have today. But it's not just Joe Manchin, guys. We also saw that Senator Christine Sinema was also a part that was in opposition to passing the voting rights bill as well. And because of that, hey, look exactly what happened in her home state. Yes, Senator Christine Sinema formally been censored by the Arizona Democratic Party. Yes, the Arizona Democratic Party and the leader has voted to formally censor the Senator Christine Sinema as a result of her failure to do whatever it takes to ensure that the health of our democracy is held up. And this announcement came just days after Sinema opposed the change in the Senate rules that could have moved Democratic back voting rights legislation forward. And the Arizona Democratic Party stated that, look, I want to be clear. This is a diverse coalition with plenty of room for policy disagreements. However, on the matter of the filibuster and the urgency to protect voting rights in this country, we have been crystal clear, Arizona Democratic Party chairperson said in a statement. In the choice between the archaic legislative norm and protecting Arizonians' right to vote, we chose the latter, and we will always will do that. And so because of that, they have officially censored the Senator Christine Sinema in Arizona. And then also backing that notion up was Senator Bernie Sanders. He is saying that this censorship was absolutely appropriate for Sinema to be censored. Yes, we heard from the Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders on Sunday, and he stated that it was appropriate for the Arizona Democratic Party to censor Senator Christine Sinema for her vote against the filibuster. So yes, Bernie Sanders said that it was absolutely necessary on that particular vote that she and Senator Joe Manchin cast their votes in opposition of passing the filibuster. And yes, he said that we were trying to address the reality that you got 19 Republican states all over this country who are undermining the foundations of American democracy, trying to make it harder for people of color, young people, and people with disabilities to actually vote in this country. Yes, guys, Bernie Sanders is furious about this. And he also said that, look, if anyone is willing to go against and run for their seats in the Senate, hey, he said that he is going to be very open to supporting those particular candidates. And that is because he is sick and tired of Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Christine Sinema. So again, guys, hey, this is what we're dealing with right now. If you are a Democrat and if you are not a Democrat, hey, you are super excited right now. But again, guys, hey, I am really just trying to help, guys. I'm trying to be an advocate for the American people, and I am not happy with Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Christine Sinema. So, but anyways, guys, this is what we have so far in today's news, but I hope it was helpful today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helped out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.